has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Darkest Dungeon is about making the most of a bad situation. Quests will fail or must be abandoned. Heroes will die, and when they die, they stay dead. Progress autosaves constantly, so actions are permanent. The game expects a lot out of you. How far will you push your adventurers? How much are you willing to risk in your quest to restore the hamlet? What will you sacrifice to save the life of your favorite hero? Thankfully, it disappeared and I couldn't read the end. God damn it. It's not supposed to disappear until I click on it. Alright, fuck it, whatever. Hello, boys and girls, and everyone in between, and unnameable horrors and unspeakable things from shadows, and antediluvian spawn of the darkness, and other adjectives and adverbs that Lovecraft loved. And welcome to Chaos Play's Darkest Dungeon, and I am not alone.
I am here.
Mike is here. Mike is here to help me. Michael,
Yes.
we are a Lovecraftian protagonist. So you
my
know
God.
it will only end well.
Yes. The best ending.
The best possible outcome. This game,
Yes.
I was suggested to me by one of my watchers on YouTube, and I took one look at it and went, oh my god, this is absolutely for me, because I love all things Lovecraft, except for the racism, and oh, is there lots of racism. This is, to the best of my knowledge, the only game made by Red Hook, and I'm wondering if that is because they are from Red Hook, and hopefully not because the horror at Red Hook is one of their favorite tales, because that is probably one of the most racist things Lovecraft ever wrote. Oh boy. He really didn't like living in New York.
Well, he didn't really like living, period.
He liked living in a place that didn't exist.
He seemed quite grumpy, like, all the time.
And yet he was shockingly liberal. It's a very strange contrast. He was woefully racist, horrifyingly racist, but really, really liberal. I don't understand. But anyway, we need to start our campaign. And people will notice that I have a file because I have been playing this because it's really addictive, but we're going to start a game, and it will be us. I'm on week 30. It means I've gone out to the dungeon 30 times. Whether or not it's going well, I'll leave that to your imagination. We have a click letter to begin. We are darkest. Darkest what, Mike?
Darkest, dankest.
Dankest. Darkest, dankest.
We are the darkest, dankest.
Yes, the darkest, dankest estate. I think there's like a cinematic after this. The subtitles are all on. Everything's all good. Nothing's too loud. I think we're excellent. Let's go. Start.
Awesome. We
to the madness and beyond.
Time to go fight the Shadow of Mordor.
We're gonna go fight Cthulhu. Or Sofagwa, or Nyarlathotep.
You will arrive along the old road.
Yay!
It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places.
Don't define
There is a sickness
California
in
like
the
that.
ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path, you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors.
Grandma?
So steel yourself. Remember, there can be no bravery without madness.
I like our coach
The
driver.
old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
So this is all written, and if nothing else, you will learn that there was not a single adjective or adverb that Lovecraft did not like. He would use them all repeatedly, incessantly.
Indeed.
I swear to God, that man just had a dictionary glued to his face the whole time going, so what's another word for terrible?
I believe he was routinely pissed at his publisher because the publisher would constantly change the adjectives.
Yeah, he would. They edited his shit all the time.
Yeah, they
and made him
edited
so
his
mad.
stuff. Yeah, and he would actually get furious at them.
They're
To
like,
the point where sometimes he would just publish it on his own.
yeah, he would. See, so there's actually a couple versions. All right, here we go. The loading's a little long. But that's all right. We have 2 people, and we have our map. To move forward, we click the other room on the map, and this will take you to the connecting hallway. Yes. So we'll move to this room.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path.
Well, in the
hamlet
hallway,
is just ahead.
we can press D to move, and you can also click and hold ahead or behind the party to make them move. So let's see who we have, because we have 2 people to start. Everybody starts with a crusader and a highwayman. And this highwayman's, all of the names are randomly generated, much like my speech. His name is Dismas, and this one's name is Renald. I think I actually had a crusader named Renald at one point, so maybe the first 2 people are not randomly generated, but their colors sure are. We'll look at this menu more later, but I think they all have the same moveset. I don't think you get anything fancy. Everybody is exactly the same when they start. Their color palette's just funky, so. We click and we move, and we see if anything... Oh!
Crab walk to the
This
side.
done
Oh,
in
God.
brutal fashion.
Sup,
that
bro?
all may hear of your arrival.
Combat is turn-based. On your hero's turn, you will click the skill icon and then click on the highlighted target. If you can't select a particular skill, it is because that hero needs to be standing in a different spot or there are no valid targets. You can mouse over the skill to see its requirements. So that's another thing. If you're standing in the wrong place, or there isn't anybody, like as you can see, the pistol shot is for spaces 2 through 4, and there's nobody back here, so we can't use it. But we can use this one. Make him bleed. He resisted the bleed, but he got debuffed. You can buff yourself. I don't think we really need to. We're gonna smite him.
Their formation is broken.
Haha.
Maintain
We got some
offensive.
loot. Each item, if you take it, will occupy space in your inventory. You mouse over the item to show detail about it, and it works in your inventory as well. Press this
That
button.
singular man's formation was broken.
Yes. So you can tab back and forth between the 2 of them. Some items you can use out of battle. We don't need to right now, but you can not force them, but you can make them eat food.
You can force feed them.
I can force feed them.
You will eat this meatloaf. God damn it.
Treasure. So, sometimes when you click on shit, bad things happen. I don't think bad things will happen this early in the game, but we'll see if there's treasure. Dismiss. Oh, it prompted me. Find an interactive object, you may click it or press W to investigate it. Let's look in this tent. Clearly, this is where the ambushers have camped. Let's look. They had valuables inside. Ooh.
Leave nothing unchecked.
They had
There is
money.
much to be found in forgotten places.
Into this sewer/door. Now you can tell.
Ambush. Send these vermin
Oh
a
good, they're
message.
still surprised.
The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
This narrator is a badass, by the way, but as you notice, there is this torch up here, and it slowly ticks down, and the farther down it goes, the more debuffs you will be getting. Although sometimes you get buffs, believe it or not. Certain characters like it when it's dark. So if I use this one, it will shoot this guy, and it will also buff me.
But do they
But it
like it
does.
when it's dank?
We will find that out. That is a mystery that we must solve. Let's see.
The
That will
darkest,
stun
dankest
him.
mystery for the darkest, dankest estate.
Yes. There will be nothing that will surpass our Lovecraft-based memes. Ow. I think the first time I was playing this just to fuck around, I had no idea what I was doing, and I think that half my party, I think this guy died the first time I played. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. Failed. Oops.
Oh, he bleeding.
Good. Bleed. See, buffs and debuffs are like your savior. If you can attack somebody and debuff them, that's so great. Let's see if I can stun him again. No, he resisted it. I figured he probably would. That's okay. Ow.
Punishment.
We don't have a healer right now, so... But this is the last fight before we enter the Hamlet, so I think we're okay. Thankfully, these guys are just common road thieves. So they just sort of suck.
With giant nipples. He actually looks a little bit like Roadhog.
He kind of does, doesn't he? This is medieval cosplay Roadhog. Let's see, am I still buffed?
I'm a one-man apocalypse.
I know. Yeah, and as you can see, their stress is rising. If their stress maxes out, your character goes nuts. And if it maxes out again, they have a fucking heart attack and drop to 1 HP. Pistol shot. Well, I don't have anybody who's marked. So I think we'll just stab him again.
Prodigious
Yeah!
size alone does not dissuade the sharpened
Corpses.
blade.
When most monsters die, they will leave a corpse. Corpses act as temporary obstacles and will eventually go away on their own. You can attack corpses to destroy them faster, but often a better approach is to use range skills, push and pull skills, or even corpse-clearing special skills that some heroes possess. Monsters killed with bleed, blight, or crits will not leave a corpse at all. Except for this guy. See, I can't get past him, so I have to smash the body. There we go. So now it's just him, but because he's ranged, he doesn't have many shots now that he's up close. He can only do the one. I know you can't staunch the flow, it's okay. Stab him. Don't worry, he'll die soon. I won't lose anybody this early. There we go.
Continue the onslaught.
He needs a band-aid.
Destroy them all.
Oh, we got an armlet for a class we don't even have. That's okay. Yay! After you've completed the requirements of a quest, you have the option to return to town at any time if you just click the quest. You do not need to return to the starting room of the dungeon in order to exit, which is good. But we do want to continue adventuring because there's a box. And sometimes you will need keys for boxes, but I think this one is unlocked. Yeah, oh, the bandits...
It's the darkest, dankest
Now,
box.
see, I missed this the first time, but it's very blatant in its title. It says it is the bandit's trapped chest. Something doesn't look quite right. There's a trap in this box, and if you open it, it will stab you, and there is no treasure, so we're going to ignore it. And we're going to go back to town.
I guess that very early on teaches you to read things.
Yes, it does! If you ignore what things say, you will be stabbed in the butt. But we got 5,000
You
gold.
will be punished, you pleb.
Ooh. See, everything has a description, including money. Gold greases palms, build empires, and instigates murder. Food. And that cleanse items
wrong.
and prevent maladies can also be applied to a hero to eliminate a combat debuff.
Why do I feel like that was taken out of a book? Like that description,
That description
of money?
of money? Maybe. They all sound like they are,
like-
but Lovecraft had
It sounds
descriptions
like
like that. Oh,
It does sound like something that Lovecraft would describe money as.
yeah. He didn't like money very much, but that's fine because he never really made much of it. Until after he died, which if he could communicate from beyond the grave, would probably turn and go, "Oh, really? Okay."
Can't imagine he makes that much money because most of his works are public domain.
Well, they are now, but his stuff made tons of money. He's the father of modern sci-fi horror. So, but when you level up your resolve, you get possible buffs and or debuffs, and I think you can get up to 2 at a time. So we've gotten Ruins Phobe, which means that he is more stressed out if he's in the ruins. And we've gotten Evasive, which means his dodge has gone up by 5, which is good. And there will be something later on that you can remove these, but it costs money. So what did you get? He got Claustrophobia. He has a severe fear of enclosed spaces. And I think there's some objects and hallways that are like that. And he also got Evasive, so that's good. So we have two very dodgy people who are freaked out by certain locations.
They're freaked out by the drunkest and dankest, which is going to be a problem.
Welcome
I know.
home.
They literally
Such as it is.
are freaked out by the darkest and
This
dankest.
squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Again, that is how most Lovecraft stories start with, hey, guess what? You're actually related to some guy. Here's some land that's yours. It'll all be fine, I promise. It won't be fine. Get help where you may. You can hold H to look at help. I don't need any of it right now. So we have these places that are open. Here's the graveyard. When people die, they will be here.
Covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
That makes it sound like they won't be dead when we bury them. But every
Thank you,
hero,
Tassadar.
Yes. When every single character that dies is dead, they're here. Everyone that you have from the beginning of your playthrough to the end of your playthrough will be here. Mine is full of people. That's why I didn't bother giving them unique names. If they reach level 9, I'll give them a unique name. That's our caretaker, by the way. He will spontaneously be in some locations, taking up slots. The ass. Here's the ancestors' memories.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
This is our ancestor and his favorite beach ball, I guess. So
Can I trouble you for a spot of volleyball?
So in here's all of his memories, which is every time we hear him talk, all of the cinematics that we watch will all be in here. So for people playing the game, if they want to go and check it out. So there is an ending, because here's the epilogue. See, and then here's things for all the different kinds of bosses. And I believe each boss has at least 3 different forms, because you get a piece of this every time you go to see them.
You don't want them to go Super Saiyan.
Yeah. And now here is one of probably the most valuable resource we have, the stagecoach.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
By the way, this guy comments on fucking everything. Every time we click a building, every time we go somewhere, every time we pick something up or get stabbed in the foot, he'll have some kind of quip. Some Lovecraftian prose of elegant poetry to let us know that we fucked up. The stagecoach is your hero's lifeblood. You will need to recruit everybody who is currently here to fill out a party of 4. Which is
Part
nice.
of me kind of wishes my life was narrated like that.
I know, right? I kind of do wish that every time I walked into a location, somebody would say something. I think we can upgrade something now. We
And
can.
Michael descended upon the darkest and dankest in search of cookies.
I think we can actually upgrade both of these right now, so I'm going to do that. So now we will
More
have
alive, foolishly seeking fortune and glory
3 people
in
when we
this
go here.
domain
Next
of
time
the
we come here.
damned.
Not this week, but next week there will be 3 people instead of 2. And we can have up to 12 people in our roster. So we've gotten... Close that. That stays open for some reason, I don't know why. Excuse me. So we have a Vestial, and he will comment every time you pick somebody up. So when we drop her here, he'll say something.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
Now, I usually keep mine to the back, because her primary purpose is healing. But if you want her to DPS, she absolutely can, and she hits with a mace like a fucking like a fucking sledgehammer, basically. So if you equip her correctly, she can whoop your butt. And this is a plague doctor, which is a woman. I didn't know that at first, but it is. And her name is our healer's name is Marisco? I think that says Marisco. And this is Petrelmo.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
I know. I've already upgraded the stagecoach, but thanks. Boop. So you spend heirlooms, which are these down here, to upgrade buildings. And all of these are locked right now, but we'll eventually get all of these open. And we can upgrade most of them. Things like the blacksmith and the guild, which lets you upgrade moves. I know! I'm gonna in a second. I'm talking to somebody. Because for once, I actually know what I'm doing. I know you yearn for adventure, sweetie, but you won't for much longer. What do you know? Okay, good. She does know a bunch of stuff, so...
She has Satan phobia.
Satanophobia! Oh yeah, we should look at all the stuff she's got. She has satanophobia. What is this? Oh, I can dismiss her. I can rename her.
She has,
Yeah, she's a mediator.
She fears the unholy, which is a problem because
I know,
she's going
there
to be
is so much
descending into
unholy.
the darkest and dankest.
I know. I'll give you a quick rundown of this, Lauren, here. This is, she has a meditation. She has improved stress reduction while meditating, which is something you can do at the church when that's open, and while camping. She has satanophobia, which means she has increased stress versus things that are unholy, and thin blood, which means she's not very resistant to the blight, which is too bad. I know you are, Renaud. It's okay. But if we go over here, we can actually change the color palette for her. I'm going to put her right back, but everybody has four different color palettes. And sometimes it changes their costume slightly. I've actually seen mods where people change their costumes, but of course, most of them are just, did you want that girl in a battle bikini? I haven't seen anything for guys. There's a lot of them for the barbarian hero, though. Oh my god.
You can make a mod to make sure that the men can fight in battle bikinis.
I should totally make a men battle bikini mod. Let's see. She has 2 bad debuffs, but she has 2 debuffs. She has not very good melee skills, which is fine because almost all of her stuff is just ranged. She has thanatophobia, which means her stress increases if she is in danger of dying.
Perhaps that's fear of death?
Yes. She has yeah, there'll be a lot of vocab. Lots of vocab words. If you want to ace your English test, play this game, because you'll learn what all this shit is really quick. She has high accuracy, and she has good stun resistance, because apparently she has a thick skull. And she has the darkest, dankest estate. You just noticed that's what it says up here. As long as we're in town, we'll say it. But here's her color palettes. So we'll put her back there. And I think that Renaud... Oh yeah, everybody has a bunch of them. Oh god, he's God-fearing. He will only pray for stress relief in town. He will not go anywhere else. And he can't even do other things at church. He can't meditate. He can't go and get whipped. He can only pray. He's also a kleptomaniac.
That's just absurd.
Yeah, well, he's a kleptomaniac, which means sometimes when we pick up loot, he'll take it. You know all of that?
He fears God.
But he will steal shit.
Reason.
Yeah. I wonder if he fears it because he keeps stealing shit. But this means that when we're in the dungeon sometimes, you know that food that everyone really needed, or that torch you desperately needed to have? Oh, he took it! Whoops, it's gone now! Thanks, Renaud. He's also afraid of the ruins, which you saw. He's a warrior of light, which means that he has extra damage if the torch is above 75%, and he is evasive. And Dismiss is a known cheat, which means he is not allowed to gamble while he is in town. He is also claustrophobic, which we saw. He has a hard noggin, which means he's resistant to stun. Quick reflexes, which means he's quick, and he's evasive. So, now it's time to embark. Also, downtown here is where the heirlooms are, but nobody can equip that, so it's fine. Yeah, I know.
Hey everyone! Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed the video and you want to help my channel grow, why not like the video? Or share it with your friends? Want to tell me what you thought? Leave a comment! If you want to see more, why not subscribe? Or enjoy one of the annotated videos. Thanks a bunch, you guys. I couldn't do it without you.